Hi guys, welcome to Pagapaiva channel. We have already posted few videos on Google Colab Python, starting from introduction about Google Colaboratory, then followed by how to import the dataset from Google Drive and local drive to Google Colab for data analysis, then how to describe the data, like what are the number of rows and columns available in data, what are the different data types available in data, how to find that, all those stuffs we have explained. Followed by that, we have also explained about the data type and how to extract the month name, weekdays, all those things from the data type. Further moving ahead, in this video, we will show you how to create histogram and box plot in Python. So simply, if you see, histogram is used to show the distribution of data set visually. So similarly, a box plot is also used to show the distribution of data visually. So in this video, we will show you how to create those two plots in Python with simple codings. Before going ahead, I request you to subscribe our channel and share with your friends. Now, for creating this chart, we would require matplotlib.pyplot. So this is the package we would require to create these charts. So what we are going to do is we are going to import that package. So import matplotlib.pyplot as PLT. So this is the short form, else we have to write the entire name. So we have imported that package into a short name. So if you are doing Six Sigma projects, or if you have some idea about it, obviously you know about histogram, but still we will explain you in brief in this video. So for creating this histogram, we have to use the code PLT. PLT is the short form of matplotlib.pyplot. So plt.hist is the histogram short form. Within bracket, whichever the data column for which you have to create the histogram. You just, if you want to see, you just process this code Uber, because Uber is the name of the data set. So temperature, temp, temperature for which we are going to create the histogram now. So temp is the column which we have selected within Uber dataset. So we want to give a title to this. So I'm giving a title of histogram of temperature. So once you execute this code, so if you want to know how to create a separate line, this very simple, just enter. So if you click enter, it will create a new line in Colab, because in earlier video, we have not shown that. So that's why I'm showing now. So execute that code. You can see this is the histogram. So this will explain you the frequency of each data entry, how frequently a particular data entry is coming up in the data set, particularly the temperature. So here, if we say it looks like a normal distribution, basically the entire temperature lies within this particular range. So near to 0, it's low. Above 80 also the value is low, but within this central period, so which is called the central tendency, it's looked like a normal distribution. But in case of histogram, we have already told you it shows the distribution of data. There are two types of distributions is available, which is the right skewed and left skewed. Right skewed distribution is also known as positively skewed distribution, and the left skewed is nothing but negatively skewed. So for that, what we are going to do, we are going to take the other one, SPD, is the another one more column, which you can see in the Uber data set, which is SPD is nothing but the wind speed. So wind speed during that time. So SPD is for the column for which we are going to create the histogram. So here I have changed the title, but the code plt.hist and plt.title remains same. Only the data within the parentheses is changing. So once you execute, you can see the data is mostly, you can see the data belongs to the left. Most of the data values belongs to the left. On the right side, there is not much data entries. So this is known as the right skew. The right side is skewed. Most of the data entries are available on the left side. So this is known as positively skewed. Here the definition is given. Right skewed distribution is also positively skewed distribution. Large number of data values occurs on the left side. On the right side, it will be only few data are available. So this is right skewed. If the data, if it is like a mirror image, if it is happening, so if the data is very low on the left side and high on the right side, then it is known as left skew. So since already I have shown you one skew, so I am not going to show the data for a left skew. Now I am going ahead with the box plot. Box plot is also similar to histogram. It shows the distribution, but it shows the distribution along with the quartiles. It also shows the quartiles. Quartiles we also have here about 10th percentile, 20th percentile, 25th percentile. Median is actually the 50th percentile. So in this chart, we will able to see the 25th percentile, 75th percentile, and the median, which is the 50th percentile. And this chart is also known as viscous plot. Box plot is also known as viscous plot. Then here the major thing which we have to note down is the interquartile range. Interquartile range is nothing but the values between 25th percentile to 75th percentile. It is the range actually. It is the range between 25th percentile and 75th percentile, which means it covers the central 50% data spread. So you can calculate the IQR with the formula 75th percentile value minus the 25th percentile. And this control limits, I will explain you after the plot. So here in this plot, if you see for the wind speed itself, I am creating the box plot. So here instead of hist, what we are going to use the command is plt.boxplot. So here the title for title, independent of the chart, you can use the same command. So once you execute it, so this is the box plot. Here, this is our 25th percentile. This is our median line, which is nothing but the 50th percentile. This is our 75th percentile. And this is the end, tail end, which is known as the upper control limit. If you can see what are these dotted lines, these are nothing but the outliers. So now I will explain you what is the upper control limit. Upper control limit is nothing but this 75th percentile plus 1.5 times of IQR. So IQR, we have the formula, which is the range between 25th percentile and 75th percentile. So we are getting those detail, then multiply it by 1.5. If we are adding to the 75th percentile, then it is going to be our upper control limit. And in case, if we are subtracting that from 25th percentile, then it is going to be our lower control limit. But in cases, if the maximum value, if it is less than In case if the maximum value is, for example, 75th percentile plus IQ1. So this tail end will ends at that level itself. It can be either a maximum value or else it can be 1.5 times of IQ1. Similarly, in lower control limit also, it can be minimum value or 25th percentile minus 1.5 times of IQ. So whatever the value, whether it is above this upper control limit or below this lower control limit, these are called outliers. Because in case of a data analysis, we have to act on outliers because the outliers tend to affect the results considerably. If you can see in a test match or so, we have seen Rahul Dravid is scoring a century, remaining other players are scoring some 10, 20 runs. At the end, India is scoring some 220 or 230 odd runs. But if we calculate the mean or average of the score, it would be, if we divided it by 10 per wicket, so it would be around 20 to 23 runs. But actually, Rahul Dravid has scored a century. So if we remove Rahul Dravid some 100 runs, for example, then the average will drastically comes down to around some 12 or 13. So the outliers are something extraordinary value, which can be the actual value, but in some cases it can be done by mistake. If someone, due to typographical error, instead of mentioning 5, so he had mentioned 51 or 50. So due to typographical error, something could have happened. So this attending the outliers is one of the important thing in data analysis. So you may ask, I can easily create a histogram and box plot using Excel also. Why I need Python? So in the next code, you will get to know why you require a Python. So this is one more package, plotly.express. So we are importing that package as px. So here what we are going to do is, I'm going to create box plot month-wise. In last video, I have already shown you how to create month name using data time package. If you have not seen that video, we have given the playlist link in the description. Go and watch that video, you will get to know. So month name is one thing which we have already created few minutes in last video. So here the code will be px.box. So for box plot, it is box. Px is nothing but the short form of plotly.express. So here Uber is the data set. So the value what we require in x-axis, so which is the month name. So similarly on the y-axis is the wind speed, which is going to be the title is box plot of speed, so or wind speed. So month-wise we want. So once you execute this command, just give a moment. You can see just by running a code, immediately Python has given you the result, and as well it is showing you once you put the cursor over the box plot, you are getting the values like what is the maximum value, what is the upper fringe or upper control limit, what is my Q3 or which is the 75th percentile. All those things I am getting with the single code. So if I'm going to create this in Excel, just think about it. How much time will it take? So I have to first filter the data, then I have to do whatever the required things to be done for each and every month. So lots of backend work I have to create in Excel. But in Python, since the coding is already done, you can create this box plot with a single click. So hope you have learned something new in this video. Please subscribe our channel, share with your friends so that they will also learn these kind of new techniques and techniques. And give a thumbs up. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.